not ruminating on, the effectiveness or philosophy of what I've been told to do, but letting go and doing what's in front of me.
All right, Ms. Epley.
Yes, Judge, Alexander Epley, on behalf of Probation Department.
May it please the court, Your Honor. My name is Randy Segantine. I'm appearing with on behalf of Tabitha in this matter. Both she and I are appearing in person. Please state your first and last name for the judge.
Tabitha.
All right, today's date time set for violation. What are the allegations?
Yes, Judge. Technically an adjourned violation from September 3rd, although there were new allegations. The defendant tested positive for alcohol ETG on September 9th, level of 1,103 nanograms, confirmed positive via ETS, level of 906 nanograms. Defendant ultimately admitted to the consumption of alcohol on September 6th, 25, and on September 7th, 2025.
She contesting the allegation?
She is not.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, please put your hand up. All right, you have the right to a probation violation hearing. At that hearing, it would have to be established by a preponderance of the evidence, not beyond a reasonable doubt, but by a preponderance. If we get guilty, there's no hearing, we go directly to sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody promise you or threaten you in any way?
Okay.
It's your own choice to do this.
Yes,
All right. Is it true that you tested positive for alcohol on September 9th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And is it true that positive test was as a result of consumption of alcohol on the 6th and 7th?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Epley, did you ask her about the positive test?
Yes, I did.
All right. Did she immediately own the fact that she had consumed alcohol?
No, we had a long conversation. She did after our meeting, and initially she followed up after speaking with others regarding the event.
Okay. So when you asked her about it, she denied it.
Correct.
All right. Satisfied?
Yes, Judge.
I too am satisfied. The plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. I will accept the same. Recommendation?
Probation at this time is recommending for the defendant serve 5 days in the Oakland County Jail forthwith, extend probation term 6 months to a full 2 years with no additional fines and costs. 1099 to support group meetings with a minimum of 2 meetings per week to be attended in person. Defendant to obtain a sponsor within 30 days and release and provide proof to probation. Serve an additional 40 hours of community service. Continue with all other terms as previously ordered and set for an in-person review in 45 days.
Judge, Tabitha and I have had multiple conversations. I want to point out that her husband is present and is fully supportive of his wife and the battles that she's undertaking. She and I started off at a very fundamental perspective. I have not had the privilege of representing Tabitha before. When I reviewed the hearing worksheet prepared by Ms. Epley, there were some things that were striking to me. It appeared based on her on my client's previous contact with Ms. Epley that she was kind of delegating responsibility for the violation. Tabitha and I spoke at length about personal accountability and preparing for situations. A lot of time, I know that Ms. Epley and I know the court is aware that my client is a very frail and vulnerable person. Not only because she is admittedly and has established herself as an alcoholic that has placed her in this position, but her inability to avoid urges when placed in environments or settings where the risk is ongoing and present, like it was in this instance. She didn't have the strength to say no, to pass, to leave, whatever options there may have been. So she and I talked about what is she focusing on. And she, I'm happy to report, has in the last 48 hours secured a sponsor that she had heard from others as being a positive role model and a guiding light for others. And I'm hopeful that she can be as such with Tabitha as well. I'm proud to report that she has spoken to her therapist and actually did a session last night. It's my belief that she asked the therapist to submit a letter to Ms. Epley, I have not seen that letter, but I'm hopeful that it addresses things that need to be addressed. Also, my client has re-engaged with Skywood Outpatient Clinic so that she can now continue her therapy sessions through them. And they put together a correspondence that I believe Ms. Epley has received since it was generated yesterday. Judge, my client has no excuses. She is in a situation where she needs support and guidance and supervision. She understands that because we've talked about it, that she's running out of options here. She is owning it, I believe. It did not come out immediately, but she was forthright with Ms. Epley, and I think that that's important to keep into consideration. I'm asking the court to not impose the recommended jail sentence. I'm asking the court to enhance her community service. She doesn't run the risk of losing her job if in fact she has to go to jail, and I don't believe anyone, including the court and the community, would benefit from that. But I did ask my client to speak to the court about what she has done to create a structure, and so I'm going to ask that she embark on that right now.
Yeah, is there anything you'd like to say before this court proposes a sentence?
It was recommended by Mr. Secondini that and many others in the rooms, as they say, to have a relapse protocol plan.
Talk to the judge.
Sorry, I have in front of me, I just put together kind of what I've done in the time since being made aware by Ms. Epley of my positive test.
Hold on a second. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. You didn't need an alcohol test to become aware that you drank
No.
alcohol.
No.
All right, so you knew the minute that you drank that you had consumed alcohol. You didn't need her. In fact, if we never tested you, you still knew that you drank it.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm concerned about is that you knew that you drank and you didn't take action, and it was only after you were made aware by Ms. Epley of being caught that you took action. So let's make sure we start the timeline the right way. So tell me what you've done since you've been caught. Go ahead.
Well, actually that day I talked to my therapist, Mr. Hinkson, with Henry Ford, and we had a very strong, he's very direct in a way that I clearly need, and in a way that I've obfuscated. I mean, I've been seeing my psychiatrist and my therapist for years now, and that was part of my realization, was just how much I was hiding from them even, and like to the point where I was like, okay, I've been getting better, but you know, these still final behavioral changes, and with my criminal offense, like asking myself why I'm not still happy and living the life that I want. And just, anyway, getting out of my own way there.
Steps.
Well, I haven't done any formal steps with AA yet, but I have made contact with a sponsor. Her name is Colette, and she actually met her on her 30th like coin anniversary, where everyone was like celebrating her. When I went to a meeting at the Royal Farmers Market, this was before my violation. And it was just really impressive. And then kind of as I continued going to meetings, I kept running into other people from that same meeting that had talked about her. And anyway, I contacted her over the weekend. She had given me her number at one point, and I contacted her and had asked her about sponsorship and if she knew anyone, and she's like, I'm also willing. And she said, but I'm tough, and I said, that's what I need. There's what I've been thinking about a lot.
You had a meeting with your therapist as well, right?
Yes, I've met with my therapist a couple times and then reestablished contact with my therapist from Skywood as well, so 2 therapists and my psychiatrist. Yeah, so I guess my plan is, I talked about this with Colette, is that she and I are gonna be in contact every day. Gonna text her in the morning and text her at night. I put a like 5-point just like thing together about keeping it simple, not ruminating on, you know, the effectiveness or philosophy of what I've been told to do, but letting go and doing what's in front of me. I have talked with my therapist about I didn't know what the 90/90 was when I received the court document, so I had looked that up. And that's actually what had prompted me to reach out to Colette about doing 90 meetings in 90 days, if I interpreted the probation document correctly. So my goal is to have from here until the new year, basically. And my therapist, Mr. Hanson, my long-term therapist, does agree with that as a mechanism. The repetition, immersion, habit forming, as a way to fortify my will against my tendency, not my tendency, the abject reality of my self-sabotage and excusing bad behavior and decision. Going through the motions, you know, again, this is kind of like keeping it simple, just going through the motions, physically putting myself where I need to be, and all the anxiety. I know, like the last time I was here, I talked about just having a lot of anxiety about being in social situations and getting really nervous and overthinking about what I'm gonna say and who I'm gonna talk to and things like that. But just again, putting myself physically where I need to be and everything else will follow. When I get to these meetings, that anxiety goes away. I settle in easily. It's just that I, you know, having somebody text me, where are you? Why aren't you here? So yes, going through the motions, texting Colette in the morning and at night, and saying in the morning, I got this, silly, but I got this from Reddit. There's this subreddit called I Will Not Drink With You Today. So I've kind of like adapted that, and I just say, I've been texting it's mentioned in maybe in my report. I've been texting somebody since I got caught. I started immediately texting with someone that I met on like in an online AA group. Just every day, I will not drink today. And I think that's been helpful. It just puts it right in the front of my mind in the morning, to carry with me through all the day. And I follow through on the things that I try to follow through on the things I say I'm gonna do. And then, so texting Colette in the morning and at night, and then avoiding the faces and the places. It's like an ism. And I have put together also a go-to in-person meeting for every day of the week. And the only days I don't have something for right now are Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I do intend to find So we can go to meetings, find meetings too if you want those days.
Are you still working?
Yes, sir.
Um, Describe to me your work schedule.
So, 8:30 to 5, I, work in Rochester Hills. About a half hour commute. Either way.
All right. It's very discouraging on my end. This court has been pretty flexible when it comes to Ms. Loca and some of the different mental health challenges that she faces. But the court also has a responsibility to the community. She's here because she was drinking and driving at a 0.20. And on my watch, since I put her on probation, she's consumed alcohol, at least that I know of, minimum 3 times. We're on a 3rd violation. Although the law, at this point in time, does offer some types of restrictions on what judges can do as far as length of time incarceration wise, depending on the number of violations. She's on her 3rd violation. So from this point going forward, if I want to give her 93 days, I want to give you 93 days today, the law supports me 100%. And frankly, so does your conduct. I'm exceptionally frustrated with the fact that you, after what Ms. Epley has done for you and with you, that you would lie to her. That is very frustrating because that's the only thing that I expect of people in this program, not perfection, but honesty and effort. If we fall, let's own it and move forward. Why in a million years, after we just had our conversation in September, would you think, hey, it's a good idea for me to go watch the Lions when there's a bunch of people drinking? Like, you can't go anywhere where there's alcohol around without everybody in that room knowing that you can't drink. And if you're not ready to tell them, you can't go. That's the reality. Because if you are around people and they know that you can't drink, all right, and they pressure you to drink, then they've revealed themselves to you as people that don't belong in your life because they're not interested long-term in your success. Now think about what alcohol has done. It is, you otherwise are not, again, I'm trying to remember this, but I don't think there was any other criminal history with her, right?
Correct.
So she's not someone who's looking to hurt anybody or steal or anything like that. So the only thing that brings her in the court system is destructive behavior related to alcohol. And at a 0.20 behind the wheel of the car, you put yourself and a lot of people in danger. So my responsibility is to keep you away from alcohol. And yet we keep going back. So alcohol has put your liberty at stake. It has put really the perception of you has been hurt by alcohol. Alcohol has turned you into a liar. Right? And so that's the category that we need to start identifying alcohol wholeheartedly. It's out to seek your ruin. It's out to fundamentally change you. It's out to take things from you, your job, your livelihood, your sense of self-worth. It is out there to take that all from you. All right? I see it. Ms. Epley sees it. Mr. Sexton sees it. I don't know if you see it yet. You're pretty smart. I actually think that you're really a bright individual. The bad part about it is alcohol takes that and says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take those talents and we're going to spin this story. We're going to tell the judge what we think he wants us to say. And it makes it really hard to accept all this plan that you put out there because I don't have anything yet to say, you know what, I can buy that. I can believe in that. So my choices now are to say, okay, well, do I have someone that just isn't worth the time, energy, and effort of the court? Do I have that person? Ms. Epley, even with the recommendation of jail, she still wants to work with you. In fact, she's recommending that we extend probation for 6 months to make sure that if you need our support and guidance, that you have additional time. So she's asking that this court give additional time of her time to work with you. So obviously she still sees that a person of value worth working with, Mr. Secondteen, who's always been oriented towards problem solving and treatment methods. He obviously believes that there's a path back. And I am always going to try to find ways, but it's becoming harder. It's becoming harder to believe that I have someone who wants to change. That's the issue. I can give you plenty of opportunities. Ms. Eppley can give you her time, energy, and effort. Ms. Secretary can make arguments, but if you don't commit to it, what we do means nothing. Nothing at all. Ms. Eppley, I'll still try to work with her, but I'm not going to risk the safety of the community and her desire to continue to drink. We're going to be smart about this. All right, so it's sent to this court that she'll serve 1 day in the Royal Oak Jail. And she needs to meet with you immediately upon release at 8 a.m. and then she can go to work.
Yes.
Alcohol tether within 48 hours. All right, I need to know at all times whether she's drinking or not. She's to do 90 and 90, so our support group meetings, 4 in person per week. She's to obtain a sponsor, so we need verification about the sponsor she's telling us.
Yes.
She can't go anywhere where alcohol is present. I don't care if it's just a restaurant where they so happen to serve alcohol. She can't go anywhere where alcohol is present unless she has her probation officer's permission. If there's alcohol in the home, then she can't go back home. So, and I'll extend the probation 6 months. I want you to see what's happened today. I could give you 93 days, but I want you to keep your job. So I'm giving you 1 day and you'll be released in time to go to work. All right. It works 2 ways. All right. I want you to see that I continue to want to work with you, but I also want you to remember that tonight, which you will not enjoy. All right. That I've got 92 more days like that. If you're not willing to follow through on actually taking care of yourself. I'll see you for an in-person review in 30 days.
30 days. Did
All
we
right.
add additional community service?
No, because you've got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
As soon as she's released, she's to come over and speak with you tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please do let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. If you'd like to support what we do here, the best way to do it is to pick up some of our merch. You can find it at courtroomfiles.com.